What's going on, everybody? Sean Pierce Johnson here. We're at the NAMM Media Preview event, and we have Rick here from Fender, and there's something really exciting on the table because, well, you know how much I love my pedals. Fender's got pedals now, and quite a lineup. Rick, tell us a little bit about the new line, what makes up this line, and what we can expect from it.
Well, you know, one of the great things about this year with the Fender pedals is we did the journey, we took the time, we realized how important pedals are to people as far as the way they sound, how they perform, what players need. And so actually, right behind us, Stan Cody was the nucleus of this whole thing. He actually got this started, and these are most of his designs. All right. So what happened is, what's important to remember about Fender is these aren't from anywhere else. They're not a rehash of anything else. We started from scratch, and we decided to build our own pedals. So the features they have are unique, and they're their own thing. So what we have in the line now is we actually have reverb, we have delay, we have a distortion, we have an overdrive, we have a compressor, and then we have a level line buffer, okay? Now, yes, a lot of other people have these as well, but as I said, we took some time to do some unique features. So right now what I'm playing through is the Pugilist Distortion, which Stan did, and it's one of those great pedals that actually takes two different distortion engines, and you have the ability to blend the two. So you can actually set one up to be cleaner and more articulate, set the second side up to be a little bit more saturated, a little darker, and then you can use the blend knob to find the sweet spot so you have articulation and the gain that you want. Okay,
that's really cool.
It's a really cool thing. And you can stack them as well, so you have the ability to switch that. Now you're stacking one on top of each other, so you've got more overdrive. The Santa Ana isn't based on any other Screamer design. It was started from scratch. It has bass, treble, middle, and presence. You can fine tune it to whatever amplifier you're using. You have the ability to change the voice, so from A to B, let's say you have a brighter amp that's maybe got more top end, maybe it's a more British voiced amp, EL84s. You can switch over to the B voicing. It's going to be a little darker, and it'll take the pedal really well. If you've got more of a Fender style and you're not using a bright cap on the volume, you use the voice A, and you'll get great articulation. The great thing about this as well is you have the ability to set the boost to either be a clean boost, so you actually jump up in decibels to make your solo cut out, or you can stack it so that it actually gives you more gain when you boost it. And you can decide which way you want to run it. The Bends is not based on any other compressor.
I love the name, by the way.
Right? But it's a really, really wonderful compressor that when you play, number one, when you're doing something like this, you'll notice that it goes pink. That's telling you how much it's compressing, so you can go from everything from really subtle compression effects to really nice, chewy sounding effects, okay? The great thing about it is, even when it's like fully cranked, you still have the ability to be musical. It doesn't clamp down, it doesn't get too, shelving down. It just sounds warm and delicious, so.
Warm and delicious. That's how I like my compression. I like a little bit of chime, but warm and delicious. That's right up my compression alley. Well, let's hear a little bit of the whole line.
Yeah, we'll start with the compressor and we'll go on down the line. Okay, so.
And what are we plugged into right now on the?
So on top of all the new pedals, we have the new Hot Rod 4 amplifiers that are coming out this NAMM as well. So I brought with me the Blues Junior and the Pro Junior. And long story short, we revisited, one of our most beloved 2 amplifiers for the past 20 years, or the whole line, I should say, and we made player-centric modifications, listening to players' needs. So they're warmer, they're rounder, they've got more mid-range. The reverb's a little bit more rounder and more pleasing. The Deluxe and DeVille are lighter, so when you're gigging, it's that, So right now I'm playing through the Blues Junior with Celestion A-type speaker. And we're going to start with the compressor. I was telling you, as far as, I have it set a little extreme just so you can kind of hear that sound. That even when it's like this, it's got a really nice sound. Okay?
Perfect. Let's hear it.
Never sounds non-musical. It always is very natural sounding and feeling. Not easy to hear in this area with the cacophony, but
I'm sure once I get it into the Pro Tools and work on the audio, it'll be perfectly fine to hear.
When you have time to listen to these, you know, I think you'll be really, really pleasantly surprised.
Maybe we can make that happen this year. Let's move on to the Santa Ana. Let's gain it up a little bit more. All right, that sounds really nice. I like that a lot.
We're going to the Pugilist. This is a really nice sounding distortion. Nice, warm, full sounding. I'll have him actually, we'll set one up a little brighter with less gain, and we'll set one up darker with more gain, and I'll have him rotate through it. Stan, will you do me a favor as I'm playing? Will you rotate from one side to the other? Yeah.
You know, before we move on to the rest of them, I could say as you're turning the blend knob, I could feel that tone shift in my feet. I think that's really interesting at NAMM that I could feel that. Yeah. I like that. So let's check out the delay and the reverb.
Absolutely. So with the mirror image delay here. To do dotted eights, you can turn that on. You get variation on the 3 different reverb types that it has. So, sorry, delays that it has. So you have like the tape delay, digital delay, and analog delay. So each one's got its own unique kind of sonic features.
Very cool.
So you can actually, with the depth here, I'm gonna do an extreme. It's like having like an old tape delay where the tape's gotten real loopy sounding. So I'm gonna set some of these like this, and this has a warbling effect.
That's lush. I like that.
Yeah, really neat.
Very cool. That's a really nice sounding delay. Now let's move on to the reverb.
Yeah, and so I have this one set for stun here. I really like ambient kind of textures and stuff. So what I do here is I just crank up the time. I crank up the level all the way, and I just let it. That'll go on almost forever.
Let's let it go on forever. Wow. That's very cool.
For players of all different types, whether you're a metal dude, a rock dude, if you're into ambient, post-rock, country, whatever, I think with this combination of pedals and one of the hot rods, you're going to cover just about any style of music you want.
That's very cool. So now with this whole line, when can we expect to see these in stores and start rolling out onto players' boards?
They'll be officially launched in March, but we wanted to make sure that people saw it. Obviously, it's important. I did want to mention a couple other features because I talked about how we really took the time and effort. One thing you'll notice on these is these doors. These are actually magnetic, right? So you can pop this open, change it on the fly, locks back up.
Magnetic battery doors. I like that.
On stage, if it's too dark.
Oh my God, there's lights in the knobs.
Lights in the knobs.
There are lights in the knobs.
You'll be able to see where you need it when you're on stage.
I love it.
And even something as simple as, if you notice where the jacks are, they're not parallel, so that you can stack pedals closer to each other and not get in the way.
All right.
So we really did.
You guys really did your homework here.
did, yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. I know for me, like, you guys have done some pedals in the past. They never came on my radar. These feel like a whole new animal, and I'm really excited to see what I could possibly do with these things when these come out. I would love to get them in my studio and work on them, and I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Rick, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Hey, the fact that you're excited about these pedals, that's a really good sign. I feel like people, when they hear them, are going to be really, really happy.
Well, who knows? If you guys get the chance to check them out, let them, Fender, know, because maybe they'll do more with pedals. I know I'm excited, and I hope you are too. And hey, if you want to see more NAMM coverage, make sure you click that subscribe button. And until next time, I wish you all great tone and happy stomping. Cheers, my friends.